Hey, I'm Kev Hillman. Welcome back to MXGP Pro. We have just 2 rounds, 4 races remaining this season. Only 10 points separating Hillman and Jonas at the top. As for the penultimate round of the season, we head to the Netherlands and the Assen circuit. And we've got some glorious weather for Hillman and co. As he actually does a scrub for once. And tries. It's very wet here in qualifying around on the Assen circuit you're probably familiar with for 2 wheels. Of course, we all know the TT circuit, which holds the MotoGP, World Superbikes. And it's really revered for motorcycle fans all over the world. But then you also have this motocross track as well. This is pretty decent, very tough. Very sandy as well, as you would expect in the Netherlands. And we've got to match a 32.4, does Hillman. Well, he's definitely not doing that on this qualifying effort. He's just getting used to the track. He's running slightly wide everywhere. We're battling the rear end, which is love sliding in this rain. See on this surface. Hopefully he's dry for the race. So I don't imagine how well Hillman would do. Continues to be wet for the first moto. But it's a very tough track, and it looks like the Italian's now coming down the inside of Hillman. He gets pushed wide. It's going to be close to be under 1 minute 40, I think. That's how slow this lap is. As he gets over the last whoop section, as you can see, very tight. Apart from this high speed opening section, actually is a 1 minute 40. What an abysmal that. As Jonas is at the top ahead of Seawood by just under 2 tenths. Then Patrell in third on the Yamaha ahead of the KTM of Leiber. Great job from the Belgium in qualifying ahead of Coulton. On the Hasfran and Suzuki of Lawrence Prado, Bogies, Olsen, and the home hero in 10th. So 2 Dutchmen in the top 10. Good job from them. You've got Vassen down in 17, you've got Hillman in his own league. So, he's got some work to do in the race to find pace. He often finds it though. Can he do it in the first race? So Hillman's revving up on the outside alongside Saragoffa and Tropepe as he waits for the gates to drop. As we get underway for 3 minutes plus 2, that's here on this wet surface. But as you can see, it's dry. Overhead it's sunny as someone has gone down already. As Seawood gets a whole shot, no surprise there. And Hillman pushing towards the top 10 already. Lost a bit there, but you can maybe dive it into the inside on the hairpin. Up to 9th ahead of Leiber, who's got a poor start. That's the Belgium. And we're back with one of the home heroes as well now for 6th. Well, this is just the start the doctor ordered. He goes over the jump, over the top of Bogies, I think that is, in front as well. Rider wide in front. Is that Patrell, the Frenchman? I think it is. So we're taking a wide line there, but can get on the power in a nice straight line on the exit. Still Bogies trying to put his wheel under Hillman there, even though there's no real place to do it. Let's go over the jump. Don't be carrying too much speed over that jump. Very easy to do that. So we're battling for a top 5 already. You can see his championship rival in front. Actually saying that now. Actually, it's not his championship rival. Jonas down the 21st. He must have failed the first corner. It's Prado in front. It's not the KTM you think or expect. So for Hillman, perfect start then. And he's got no straight line speed apparently. Look at that, just Bogies flies by in a straight line. Go over the jumps, about to end the first lap proper. So once again going into the hairpins. Then we're looking much more comfortable in these conditions. Yeah, it's still wet, but it's not raining. It's not going to get any slippery than this. This is the most slippery it's going to be this race. There's 32 at the top. Hillman 3 seconds back from the leader. In 6th. There's a battling like a hell in front. So the main aim for Hillman is just to stay upright and try and get this top 5 at least. So a bit out of the groove. Bit sideways everywhere. Let's go over the jump. Seems to be pretty good in this fast section, but then in this twisty section coming up, just a bit slow. Now, as you can see, no real straight line speed when you come to the start-finish straight either. As Hillman's got the soft settings for the bike, which he's used for most of the season since the first Netherlands race. He's got those settings. In recent times, he's been using that extremely soft and twisty setting which he used so effectively last time out. And on the hard packed surfaces and just very difficult tracks. But it wouldn't suit the Assen circuit as Hillman's gone wide again. You can't afford to get out of the groove at all around here, especially on these conditions. The Boga's just pushing him through the corner now. So went over the jumps. It's a 34, so he's much better than he used to be. It's all Boga's down behind. Oh, the home crowd. You can hear the collective groans from them. After seeing that straight in front of them, look at that, the start-finish straight. We haven't got no pace for the top 5 at the moment. Just finding his rhythm this race. That's not too bad as Van Dotnik. Belgian down in 21st. So the main thing for Hillman is just that he's ahead of Jonas. He's taking points out the championship lead at the moment. But we know Jonas, he's going to find a way up into the top 10 at least. No, could be battling Hillman at the end of this race. Someone's sliding the bike everywhere, struggling to get traction. As it may be drying, maybe sunny over here, but this track probably won't be dry by the end of this race. It will be like this, it'll just be slosh. There's Trepepe in 21st now. I don't know why that's a high home position this race. It used to be 15th, now it's 21st. It's like the organisers want you to do badly or something. We go towards the start-finish line. This could be a 33. Oh, 34 flat, so he's getting there. 1.7 back. Massive jump there. Once again a bit sideways getting on the power, and you see the gap's a bit constant in front. So our Hillman's not gaining, it's staying similar. That gap to 5th it looks like. So the Frenchman's in the holiday home now. Man, we're not coming from under pressure from behind particularly. Now that Bogas is forward, and there's on the home heroes now in the holiday home. 21st for Davey. So for Hillman, this is comfortable at the moment, but you will need to speed up in the middle third if he wants to get that top 5. Maybe he does need those very soft settings. He is finding some interesting lines as there's the leader, there's the top 5 all in front. Maybe he was not short shifting enough out these corners or staying in too high gear so you can just have a smooth exit. Go towards the start finish line, drops into a 35. You're meant to be speeding up, not slowing down as the race goes on. Well, the main thing is he is staying upright, I guess. We have to find another gear if he wants to battle for the top 5. Pepe back in 21st. As that battle for 4th just calmed down a bit. Looks like Patrol was really getting after that position, but now he's just been sitting there for quite a long time now. And get some of the power. I wonder if he will adjust the gearing for the next races. Does that Jonas down his inside? It is! On 21st. And why has he been told to pick his bike up, Hillman? He's taken that line for the previous, who knows how many laps. But apparently now that's not allowed. Good writing of the rules as they go along from the officials. Hillman just got no traction, you can see. And look at Jonas just powered away. Hillman trying to find some pace, trying to get into the 33s at least, but it's got nothing. It does seem like the gearing is way too, I would say long. Probably too short. Is everyone getting aggressive now in these corners? That's what looked like a good race is now not good because he's behind the guy that matters. And he can't find any more pace. That's the annoying thing. He's just stuck in this 34 loop at best. And Jonas is just motored away. Look at that, he's seconds up the road already. In just a lap. Like 5 seconds up the road. So for Hillman, this is now just a salvage race. Rather than, oh, I'm going to take some points out of Jonas now. He needs this track to be dry in the second race, I think. Otherwise, he's not going to get much better. So, Olsen and Seawer down in front. That's just going to help Jonas. There's 31.8 is the fastest lap now. Oh, and Seawer down again in front. And there is the Swiss rider. So we're into the second third of the race. So for Hillman, decent. But needs to push on now for the championship. Needs to at least be in 6th. Just gain every point he can. Claw them from his opponents. As he tries to dive down the inside of Seawer. Oh, and Seawer blocks him into the next corner. No, there goes the traction. That's why he can't get quicker, because look at that. Just trying to get on the power. Bike not going anywhere fast. You can see he's barely hitting 50 miles per hour in a straight line. That's not good. That's... If someone stays upright though. And you see Seawer already getting away as Hillman lost his chance to get past the Swiss rider. Taking over these warp sections, look at that, just pulling away a bit. Hillman sets a 34, no, Seawer down again. Oh, what has happened to the Swiss rider? That's one position for Hillman. That's been gifted. Just needs a few more like that now. Through this section, virtually flat out now for Hillman. No lifting there. Maximum commitment. It's Assen, so it's always been tough. I remember that in the past as well. Hillman's never been particularly good round here. But being in 6th, you're saying, oh, that's a pretty decent result, but this is a nightmare with Jonas taking points ahead. I mean, it's only a couple points so far we know. The Ray Riders have been falling with how difficult this race is. Who knows, as that's the leader, they've just raced away in the last few laps. Hillman's just dropped back majorly. Especially if Jonas wins, I think he's lost around 10 points. That gap has doubled, I believe. So Hillman needs to be perhaps even more aggressive on the start in the second race. That's the only way he can really make up places. As he gets into the 33s finally. But a couple of seconds off the pace. Just a worse time for it to happen. Well, could happen in the final round of the season, but apart from that, this is terrible timing. Have one of his first races for a while. There's what the hell? Now the bike has traction. Gets stuck in a rut there. Just about survives though, does Hillman. It's a bit wide there. Gets on the power. That's a bit better in that section. You see he runs right into the next right. So every time he kind of gained in that section, he's kind of lost immediately. Let's go for the right, for the left. There's Repepe still in the holiday home. Let's approach the halfway mark of this race. The one thing for Hillman, you can see those bunch of riders behind him. The big gap in front. That's the right. If he makes a mistake, he's losing 5 places, I'd imagine. As he sets off 35. Where's the consistency this race? He's either doing 33s or 35s at the moment. Gone on the 34s. He's maybe got to change setup for the second race. Definitely look at changing the gearing. Because it has been very slow, this bike, in this first race. As we're into the second of the race. Just another 10 laps to go. Just somehow hold on to this sit. As the top 5 are just in their own league at the moment. Let's see, Hillman avoiding that jump. No, that's even worse. Look at the bike. Just going sideways instead of forward. And now he's coming under attack. Well, he's struggling to get the bike just onto the right grooves now on this lap. That's quicker than the previous lap. Don't understand that. Siwa's down again behind. It's just why they can't stay near him in this race. So hopefully now he's occupied, Hillman can just concentrate on this race again. As we've had one mistake this race. when he was told to pick up his bike when battling with Jonas, despite doing the same line the previous lap. But apart from that, he is pretty good at his mistake-free. That's the one positive from this race. Bike set up way off. He's not riding his best either, but at least he's not making mistakes, which is probably the main thing from this race now, because he should hold on to that top 10 at least if he keeps this up. You can see the top 5 just in a line. And that was a lot. That was 5th and 4th we were looking at. Hillman back into the 34s. This feels like the early season where Hillman was second off the pace. Done such a good job to climb himself back into the championship. For it to be undone in just one round. But ultimate round as whoa, what's happened there? We saw that earlier, the bike swing round there. Once again, it just hooked onto a rut, it looked like. Hillman lucky to stay where he is. In 6th. As I said, one mistake could have seen him drop a number of places down. I think that's the case now, as he's got 7th on his tail. And we do, there is proof. So go for the right hander. God, really does have the balance to throttle. As here comes Siwa, Hillman bullocks. Now we know the Swiss is probably quicker actually this race, but he's been making a lot of mistakes. There's old Patriel down from 4th. Simmer can't even go round a hairpin now. Wonderful. As here comes Siwa battling for 6th, and he makes it by. No! As Hillman did a 38 that lap. Has he gone back to qualifying standard? As he dives down the inside into the next corner, he has to do it. Otherwise, Siwa will be off. So we approach the end of the second third. We're in the final third of the race now. And that middle third did not go to plan at all. Now the final third of the race is just to cling on to 6th. I think is the goal. As Davey wants to holiday home in 21st. Don't blame him, it's a pretty good holiday home, I'll say. Hillman wide, Siwa on the attack again. For some reason he loses lots of time in this section. I think everyone's just got a speed boost when they land. It looks like compared to Hillman. Very slow in that section as Jonas down from 3rd. Hopefully he's back down to 5th then for the championship. That's hopefully. So when very slow, look at that, he can barely get any acceleration out of any corner. Pretty embarrassing for Hillman and Kawasaki as well. We do need to go back to the drawing board. Maybe go back to that softer setup which they used so well in previous races on the hard surface, but I don't know, it could work well on this surface as well. Maybe do the total opposite, go back to settings they used earlier in the season. For the first Netherlands race, go back to the harder settings, see if that works out. I have to figure that out between this race and the second, as what the hell is that section, Hillman? One section where he can do well and he does that. As we approach, I think we've got 5 laps to go or 6 laps to go. Depends when they cross the line. It'll be very short, so I think we've got 6 laps to go here. This is a short lap as well, one of the shortest laps of the season. As I mentioned, Vape Nation looking to the left though, quite a large contingent in that grandstand. So Hillman almost down again. No, here comes Siwa on the attack. Hillman saying no, Siwa saying yes, and here comes Bogas as well. Oh, Hillman, you absolute cretin this lap. And here comes someone else. Is that Leiber? And Hillman does a 36. Luckily, Siwa's messed up the jump in front. And the second jump as well, not landed well. Hillman can just dive back down the inside again. Siwa not happy about that. Was punts down Hillman. I mean, they are aggressive manoeuvres, but still. Hillman trying to make the move again. And he cut back. Siwa tries to push him wide, almost over the jump. But Hillman just backs into him and takes back 6th. I was worried for a sec there, he's going to lose sight of Siwa, but luckily the Swiss rider not too hot on those jumps on the front stretch. Swiss rider again coming back. Hillman holding the inside though. Well, of course, he's got no traction off the corner. And just gives it to a silver platter to Siwa. And look at that boost! Absolute speed boost he gets in a straight line. Hillman over the jump, back down the inside of Siwa. Where he is getting rough with the Swiss riders. Zaragoza now gets a holiday home in 21st. He's got just over 5 minutes remaining. He must have at least 4 riders in a row, maybe 5. Siwa once again next to the inside, him on blocks. He's going to have the widest Kawasaki you've ever seen in these final 5 minutes. Because he knew this race would be tough, but not this tough. We thought he'd speed up in the race, we thought he'd be on the pace, but none of that pace is here. He's off the pace by a few seconds, not on it. And now he's been told to pick up his bike by the official. Would you believe it again? He's barely made any mistakes, but the official told him to pick his bike up twice now. As he's battling hard. Oh, he's been pushed into Siwa. That's all Hillman wide. He's sliding, he's holding on. He's got Bogas behind. He's got Siwa trying to launch through as well. Could this be championship over this race? If he battles too hard, he could go down. Could be out the top 10. What the hell was that? How has he held on to it? And what the hell? How is that happened? There's him on battle with Siwa. Look at 6th gone. Now the best he can do is 7th, I think, this race. As once again battling like a hell with Siwa. These two have just allowed all of these other riders to just come through. He's done a 1 minute 40 in the race. Are you kidding? As Bogas has gone down behind. As Hillman down the inside of Siwa. Did these two not realise that 6th is getting away? One of these two just needs to command this position, try and get through. It's like Hillman wants to be that rider. As he gets back up to 7th, there's 6th in front. Once again, he's grinding that jump. This isn't Tony Hawk. Shouldn't be doing that, Hillman. And once again, no traction out the corner. So he's dropped back down to 8th. There definitely is something wrong with the gearing, at least. And again, trying to get traction off these corners. So that was better in a straight line from the bike, as all Sip has messed up. No, we were worried Sip was getting away, but maybe not as... What was that? Landed on 7th. As Hillman back down the inside of Seaver, who really is just getting the receiving end of Hillman's frustration this race. Just turned up with the wrong bike. Let's turn up the wrong rider as well. He's been riding the nights out of Goffer this race. So with just over 2 minutes remaining, the mission is on to salvage Sip. As he's up to 7th. Did he jump too far? No. Held it. Thought for sure he's just going to end up somewhere he shouldn't have. As he tries the alternate line, trying to get Sip. No, the traction's gone again. I think that's the title of this race. The traction's just gone. So yes, there may be a lack of straight line speed in this bike, this race, but the main time loss is just getting off the corners. As you can see, just battling that rear wheel. Where everyone else has got a stable bike, in its like. Go over the jump. No, he's down. Are you kidding? Get going. Otherwise you're losing the top 10, Hillman. Get your bike in gear, as he's behind Watson now. As now he's going to be struggling to hold into a top 10. As he's got 3 laps. They get back up to 6th. As he's made, I think, 5 mistakes this race now. 3 of them the officials, so he could nothing do, but 2 unacceptable mistakes. As he is really gaining on Watson in front. See, it's this section where he's pretty good. And see, very aggressive. Let's not see where's finally got back up to 7th. As Prado's winning. At least it's the KTM we want to win. It's not the other one. It's Hillman gaining back up to this battle. Shows he maybe does have the pace for the lower reaches of the top 10 at least. That is something that's been consistent this race, but oh, so just lost points. Says, what is Watson doing? Brake checking him. Alright, that's cost him Sip, I think. No way he can gain 5 seconds, can he? Because no, he's now a straight behind Sip when he was just a couple of seconds back. He's trying to lean forward. This might be his fastest out the race. No, it's a 34. Again, if this bike had any straight line speed, that would have been a 33. Oh, someone's made a mistake in front. That was the guy in 6th. No, Seawer's unleashed then. Seawer's got 6th. Hillman's battling for 7th now. Battling to stay on the track as well. Can't afford to be making mistakes like that. You've got to be inch perfect now. As he gets back up to 9th. Gets back up to 8th. Now, can he get back up to 7th? He's almost a minute behind Prado. Unbelievable. And that's mostly on pure pace. Yeah, the mistakes, 5 of them maybe cost him 10 to 15 seconds. But that's still over 30 seconds slower. Almost 40 seconds slower. And the KTM rider. There's Hillman wide and down again. Does he want to win this championship? Obviously not. As he's out of the top 10, he'd be lucky to get any more than 10th now. As of course he's brought his worst riding of the race in the final section. Just when you want it. What a dreadful race for Hillman. What a dreadful race for the championship. But Jonas isn't winning, which is important. So Hillman's probably losing maybe 10 points. As he's got to go balls out in this section. As Prado wins. Well done to the Spaniard. It's been a tough second half of the season, but grabs a victory here. So when trying to chase 9th, at least grab every point he can. Again, no speed in a straight line. As he goes for the right-hander. Just about holds onto the bike. Got to get going as Rubini's getting a holiday home. It's been a change in the dying moments. For 21st. Looks like the Frenchman's getting it now. As Hillman's coming home in 10th. It should have been 6th. We'll see if this race really does cost him the championship. He does a 34 flat on the final lap. So after 21 laps, Prado wins by 5.4 seconds ahead of Covington. Jonas on the podium though. After dropping to the back at the start. Less than 10 seconds behind the teammate with Patriel and a solid 4th ahead of Olsen Siwa. Winning that War of Worlds in 6th. Ahead of Watson. Great result on this KTM. Ahead of Steri, the top Kawasaki. And then you got Ika in 9th on Asvana. Where's he come from? Hillman in 10th ahead of Bogies and then Van Dotnik. And then looking right at the back, Zaragoza gets a holiday home with Trepepe in last. So for Hillman, he has lost 9 points. He's now 19 points back in the championship. He needs to gain points on Jonas because if the gap's around that heading to the final race of the season, I think that thing's got one hand on the trophy. He needs to get at least, well, he needs to at least finish ahead of Jonas. Then anything else is a bonus after that. We'll see if he can do that next time. South Watch and we'll find out then.